The last part we all been waiting for. Y'all, she done dropped the last 3 parts, and it's time to sip this tea while it's hot. You guys, hello, my name is Shaneria. This is Talking Crime. On this channel, we do reaction videos. And I know you like the tea because you clicked on this video. Y'all, please join the family by subscribing, like, comment, and share. And if you are returning, you know we got a part 3. Yup, you know we got a part 3. So let's get straight into today's reaction video.
10, when my best friend set me up to be unalive, and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. So now I'm back outside and I'm getting to the money. But while I'm outside, we are awaiting the trial. So I gotta be very careful not to catch no charges or to do nothing crazy, because the defense gonna use that against me. And y'all, these niggas got bold, y'all. They started sending people at me to keep me from testifying. And it was never the big homie or the enforcer themselves. It was always people that I knew, y'all. First, it started with phone calls. Like, I got a phone call from one of my homeboys that was in jail one day, and he's stressing, I need to holler at you. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's going on? So he's stressing, hey, I'm in here with the enforcer, and he just wants you to know that he not the one that shot you. So my first question to him is, why the fuck is you calling me with this? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I saw who shot me. How you gonna tell me that this man didn't shoot me when I saw who shot me? So another time, I'm in the hood playing cards one day, and one of my plays pull up on me. And when he pull up on me, I go get in the car to handle some business. So when I get in the car, he go to stressing, listen, I ain't trying to be in the middle of nothing, but the enforcer wanted me to let you know that he ain't the one that shot you. So now I'm getting blowed. Like, what the fuck going on? So when the phone calls and the running down on me didn't work, they started shooting money at me, y'all. A couple of his relatives reached out to me, and the first time they offered me $5,000. Then they offered me $10,000. Then they offered me $15,000 for me not to testify. So one day I'm going to get some work. So I go to my plug house. I pull up, I get out, and I go in through the garage. And when I go through the garage, he let the garage down on me, and we chopping it up as usual. And the next thing I know, the door open. And when I look up, the enforcer's nephew is walking through the door. So I'm looking like, what the fuck? I instantly go to reaching down in my purse, because everybody know I keep that thing on me. So the first thing he go to stressing is, Red, I ain't here to do nothing to you. Me and you all right. Because me and him have always been all right. So I'm like, well, what the fuck you doing here then? What's up? Like, what is this? So he want to know what it's going to take, how much it's going to cost for me not to get on the stand. So now I'm looking at this nigga stupid. I'm looking at both of them stupid. Because what the fuck? Like I told him, why the fuck would I not get on the stand? Y'all don't seem to understand that I saw who shot me. I know who shot me. My child is disabled because he shot me. He almost took my life. There is no amount of money in the world that is going to keep me from getting on that stand. So when I leave her that day, I'm blown. I'm telling myself, you gotta slow down a little bit. You gotta take a step back. So I go to my baby daddy, because I done already let him know that this is his baby. And I'm stressing, listen, I gotta chill. These niggas keep shooting at me. They keep sending people towards me. I gotta lay low. So I need your help. I can't hustle like I've been hustling. So my baby daddy helping me out, and things is all cool at first. But one day, me and him get into an argument. I can't even remember what the argument about, y'all. It was so small, but it turned into something so big. And y'all, this nigga fucked around and said, if you keep talking, I'ma tell them niggas where the fuck you stay at. What? Oh fuck, nigga, I can't trust you neither. So y'all, now I'm blowed. My head spinning. I don't know who to trust, you know what I'm saying? But all I know is my mama is getting sicker. She's losing her battle with cancer. and I gotta get me some money. So me and these bad decisions, y'all. So I know I can't really get money in my hood like I normally be getting money. And I can't trust my baby daddy no more. So I gotta get back outside, and that caused me to go to getting money in places that I ain't got no business getting money in. And y'all, I fucked around and caught a charge. I went to jail. So while I'm in jail, the state attorney come to see me, and she hot. She giving it to my ass, y'all. She stressing, don't you know they gonna use all this against you? So she telling me when I get out of jail that I gotta chill. I can't get back in no more trouble. I gotta stay out the streets. But I really ain't trying to hear none of that, y'all. My baby disabled. My mama dying. I can barely walk. I can barely eat. I can't trust nobody around me. And I'm going broke. Like, what do you want me to do? So when I got out of jail, y'all, I went right back to my block. I'm in crash out mode now. Ain't nobody telling me what I can do. Ain't nobody finna run me off my block. I'm through the city with it every fucking day. So one day, I'm riding through the city, and I keep checking my rear view, and I feel like this car following me. So I hit a couple turns. The car hit a couple turns too. I hit a couple more turns. Car hit a couple more turns too. So I'm like, damn, is this car following me? So I hit it. Boom. I'm sliding. I look back, and the car's still behind me. So I head straight to my cousin's house. I jump out the car. I go around the front of the car, and I get on the side of the car, and I kind of lean down a little bit. And when the car come passing by, I stand up, and I look inside the car, and it's the big homie in the fucking car. This nigga following me. So maybe like 2-3 weeks go by. I'm like real cautious now. I'm in my rear view every day. Like, I'm really paying attention to what's going on around me. And my homegirl hit me up one day, and she like, hey, can you give me a ride to the jail? I need to go see my baby daddy. So I'm like, yeah, cool, I got you. So while we on our way to the jail to see her baby daddy, something inside me say, go see that fuck nigga. So I made a visitation to go see my best friend. And I go in and I sit down, and it's a virtual visitation, like on a computer screen. So I'm sitting there like 5-10 minutes. Like, he took forever to come to the screen. I know he was kind of like surprised or maybe shook. Like, damn, what the fuck she doing here? So when he finally come in and he sit down, the first thing I say to him is, you got something you want to say to me? And the first thing that nigga say is, I'm sorry. So I'm stressing, what the fuck you mean you sorry? Like, I could have died. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How could you let something like that happen to me? So he on some, I didn't know it was finna happen. The same thing he was stressing about me being in the backseat of that car. I didn't know it was finna happen. I didn't know till after the fact. I would never do anything like that to you. So this time, I'm calling bullshit. Fuck nigga, you a liar, you a bitch ass nigga. I'm spazzing, like I'm going off, like I'm so angry, y'all. I just let every bit of emotion that I had been feeling since I got shot, I just laid it all out right there in front of him. Like I went the fuck off. So I leave visitation, I feel a little better, but shit still fucked up for me, y'all. And a couple weeks later, I'm through the city, and I pull over at the racetrack. And when I pull over at the racetrack, I'm pumping my gas. And while I'm pumping my gas, I look towards the door of the racetrack. And it's the same car that had been following me a couple weeks before. So while I'm looking, the big homie get out of his car. So then he get out of the car, and he walk to the back of his car, and he go to leaning on the car like this. So I go to leaning on my car like this. So he looking at me, I'm looking at him. And I'm like, what's up? What we gonna do? And y'all, this nigga laughed, got in his car, and drove off. So when I left the store that day, I said, something gotta give. I gotta make a change. I got too much at stake here, and shit is getting ugly. So I left the streets, I got a job, and I enrolled in school. And now I'm out the way. So now I'm out the way, I'm doing good, I'm sticking to the script. And then the next thing I know, my world come crashing down, y'all. I'm on my way to school, and I get a phone call, and my mama done died. And y'all gotta come back for part 11.
Oh, wait. Oof. She just can't get a break. She gets shot. Her cousin almost gets shot. Her daughter come out, disabled. Her mother's sick. Then they trying to scare her off. And then her mother passes away. Oh, my God. And then remember in one of the other parts, she was stating that, her mother was praying and hoping and asking God to take her away instead of her. Like, ooh. This why they be like, be careful. Your tongue is a powerful thing. And I do believe in that type of stuff. Like, because I done had experiences where this person or something happened and then all of a sudden they were saved and this person lost their life. So I believe stuff like that. And to go through your daughter disabled, your mother got cancer, sick and dying is just traumatic. Especially if you don't even know, the first thing about get money, getting a job, or it's new to you. Some people don't want to make a change because they so used of this type of lifestyle, but you got to get away from it. Especially I feel like when you're having kids and stuff, you got to get away from that type of environment or it's gonna take you down. Like, Jesus, she could never catch a break.
Part 11, when I was set up by my best friend to be unalived and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. So after my mom passed away, I was overcome by grief. I was managing a lot of emotions. It's grief, it's guilt, it's anger, and they're all directed inward towards myself. I'm thinking about all the things that I put my mom through, all the expectations that she had of me that I let her down. I'm thinking about all the time that I missed with her while I was outside. All the family functions I didn't attend, like just everything, And during this time, I'm also dealing with my daughter's disability. She was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and epilepsy. So she could not walk, she could not talk, and she was eating through a feeding tube in her side. And she was also having reoccurring seizures. So because of all this, I was spending a lot of time in the hospital. And I just became very depressed. Like I was battling a major depression. So I began to shut myself off from the world and self-medicate. I was drinking, I was smoking, I was prescriptioning. Like, I just wanted to be numb. I didn't want to feel and I didn't want to heal. Like I was stuck in this terrible, terrible place. During all this, there were times that I felt like I just didn't want to be here. Like, why did you even save me? Like, is this what you saved me for, God? Like, what am I doing? It's just, life is nothing and nowhere that it should be. Like, this isn't what my life was supposed to be. This isn't what I had planned for myself. So I end up quitting school, quitting my job, and y'all know, I went back outside. And I started to depend heavily on my kids' godmom and members of my family to take care of my children. And even though I am drowning in this grief, I want to make it clear that I still was a present mom. Like, I thought about all the time that I missed with my mom, and I did not want to miss that time with my children. So I was there for any type of functions or, things at the school or doctor's visits and things like this. But I was also an intoxicated mom. And even though I thought that I was doing a good thing by being present, even though I'm intoxicated, I still was causing harm to my children and the people around me because the state of mind that I was in while I was at any of these things. And so what ended up being a turning point for me in this situation is my kids' godmom came to me And she was like, hey, I'm getting ready to move away. You're gonna have to start taking more responsibility with your children. And so she moved, and in the beginning, I'm thinking, you know, I can handle this. Like, it's taking care of kids. I've been taking care of kids for a long time. But I'm trying to take care of my children, and I'm still very much depressed and intoxicated. So then there came a time where I had been up for a couple days, running the streets, dropping my kids off at this sister house, that sister house. And I picked my kids up, and by the time we got home, I'm coming down and I'm exhausted. So I lay down to go to sleep, and I ended up sleeping for the whole day, like hours, y'all. And when I woke up, my son had been trying to take care of my daughter. He was trying to feed her. He was trying to change her diapers. He was trying to give her medication. And at that point, I realized that I was failing as a mother. And at that point, I realized that I know my mom was definitely not happy with how I was living and what I was doing. So when I looked myself in the mirror that day, I could not look myself in the mirror. And I knew then that it was time for me to pull myself together and to make a change. So I decided that I was going to get help, and I began therapy. And that's when I began writing music and trying to find an outlet for all the different feelings and emotions that I was having. And during this healing process, I received a call from the state attorney that they were ready to go to trial. So during the preparation for trial, they brought me in a couple times, and, you know, they went over some questions and some things that would be addressed during the trial. And when the trial begins, the first couple of days of trial, they bring in the experts, the telephone people that, you know, explained all of the telephone calls, the pinging, and different things like that. They brought in the officers, they brought in forensic experts, and after that, then it became time for the witnesses to testify. So the people that were standing outside of my car that night, they refused to testify. They did not show up for court at all. And then they called my cousin to testify. And she came and she testified to everything that happened from the time we left the house to when we got to the hospital. But in the end, she could not identify the shooter. And the next witness was my best friend, y'all. I was a little surprised that he was testifying. I was all ears. But when he testified that he did not know about the shooting until after it happened. He testified that a few days later, after the shooting, him and the enforcer had a conversation, and the enforcer told him he was the one that had shot me. And when he asked the enforcer why he shot me, the enforcer told him that the big homie was the one that wanted him to shoot me. He said that him and the big homie were at the casino gambling, and he had lost like $3,000 or $4,000 that he borrowed from the big homie. So the big homie told him in order to pay that money back, he needed him to take me out. So when he asked the enforcer, why did the big homie want me taken out? He said that the big homie told him that I had robbed them for some work and some money, and that he wanted him to take me out because I had robbed them. He also testified that he had never spoken to the big homie about this, that the only person that had told him this was the enforcer. So even though he testified, it was more on the grounds of hearsay. He heard all of this third party, it was nothing that he had ever witnessed himself. And y'all, if y'all could have seen my face in the courtroom that day when this child of God got on the stand and said that, my goodness. I knew the state had prepared me that they were going to drag my name through the mud, but they did not prepare me for this. I was so flabbergasted, y'all. I could not believe it, because I'm thinking in my mind, what do I need to rob any of y'all for? I got more money than most of y'all. Like, it just was one blow after another, y'all. And after my best friend testified, they decided to adjourn court that day because they wanted to have a whole day for me to testify. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned for the season finale for my day in court and the outcome of everything in this situation.
I'm sorry. They were dumb criminals. Dumb. Because first of all, why did y'all take y'all phones with y'all to do all of this stuff? Like, y'all didn't know that now they can track your location from your phone? Like, And then not only that, the best friend continued to lie, even on the stand. Like, boy, that don't even make sense. You found out about the shooting after it happened. How about while it was happening? You heard gunshots. You was at the same house. He talking like he was somewhere else when all this stuff happened. You was at the same house. She was literally outside waiting on you, the person that she took over to the house. So obviously you literally heard it while it was going on. But let's be real. You, big homie, and the enforcer playing all this. We already know. It just adds up.
Part 12, when my best friend set me up to be unalived and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. So when I leave the courtroom that day that my best friend testified, I'm livid, y'all. I'm so mad you could see the smoke coming out of my ears. So I go straight to the state attorney. And I'm like, did you know that he was going to say that when you put him on the stand? This lady looked me right in my face and said, yes, I did. So now I'm confused. I'm stressing, how could you put him on the stand knowing that he was going to say that? And how could you not tell me that that is what he was going to say? So that's when she tells me that they needed a motive to go to trial. And even though I had told her about everything that happened at the gambling house, my best friend would not confirm that story. Because if he did, it would implicate him in another crime. And when he came forward to testify, this is the motive that he gave them. And she didn't tell me because she knew how I would react. So that shit right there made me angry. So now I want to know, when is my best friend gonna go to trial? Y'all, this lady said that they would not be pressing any charges against my best friend for anything related to my shooting. I couldn't believe it. What you mean you not pressing any charges? So because I was the only one that could identify the shooter and the only one that came forward, they needed his testimony. And because they needed his testimony, they chose not to press any charges against him. So I'm telling her, that's not good enough. So he just gets to walk free for what he did to me. And I'm also stressing, what more do you need than my testimony? Like, I am the person that was shot. And I am telling you who shot me. What better witness is there? And she on some, he's not walking free. He's serving 10 years for the things that they found in his house when they came and served the search warrant. She looked me in my face and said, sometime is better than no time. We just have to take what we can get. I couldn't even say nothing, y'all. I just turned and walked away. I was so fucking mad. So I'm coming back the next day to testify, and I'm always having to manage my emotions. So I'm angry, I'm confused, I'm nervous, I'm anxious. Like, I'm just ready to have the opportunity to speak my truth. And when I take the stand, At first, everything is cool, calm, and collected. The prosecutor is questioning me and she's asking me all the things. What happened? Who shot you? Do you see him here today? You know, the regular rigmarole. So then it becomes the defense's turn to question me. And at first, the lawyer was real smooth. He apologized to me for what I had been through and what my child had been through, what my family went through, blah, blah, blah. And baby, that man went from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. First, he brought up my street life and how I was living. He painted me as this out of control, unstable street person that would do anything for $1. Then he asked me, do you know what a lie is? So I said, yes, I know what a lie is. And then he asked me, have you ever told a lie? Now, I would be a liar if I sat here and said, no, I've never told a lie. So I said, yes, I have. So then he said, are you lying now? And I said, no, I'm not lying now. Why would I want the person that shot me to go free? If I'm lying on your client, then that means the person that shot me is still out there. So then he asked, have you ever lied about the paternity of any of your children? What the fuck? So my response was, I don't understand what that has to do with the reason why we're here today. And he said, we're just trying to get a feel of your character. My character? Baby. So then this man says, have you ever unalived anyone? Y'all, my insides started boiling because I already know where he's headed with this. You feel me? So I held my head high and I looked him right in his face and I said, yes, I have. So he said, are we speaking on the incident that happened a few years prior with the young man that you were dating at the time? And I said, yes, I am. Because a couple years before this, I was a victim of domestic violence. I was in an abusive relationship, and one day my boyfriend at the time attacked me and stabbed me. And during that attack, he ended up losing his life. So he said, how do you know that it was not his family seeking revenge? How do you know that they are not the ones that shot you? And I looked at him and I said, because I saw who shot me, and it was your client, the enforcer, who shot me. When I tell y'all the person that I had become over the last couple of years was put to the test that day when I was on the stand, this man dragged my name through the mud and tried to push every button I had, y'all. When I got off the stand that day, I felt terrible on the inside. Here I am, a victim of a heinous crime. And I'm here, I'm being vulnerable, I'm speaking my truth, I'm seeking justice for something that was done to me. And I get on the stand and I'm victimized all over again. And that day, I fully understood why many women who are victims of abuse don't come forward. We're never believed. We always have to prove that it is something that we did not deserve. So after I testified, they informed us that the enforcer would not be taking the stand in his own defense. So now it is time for jury deliberations. So the jury is out deliberating and I am all over the place. You know, a part of me is feeling all of these terrible emotions, but another part of me is kind of relieved because I'm like, okay, this is finally over. I can finally move forward with the next chapter of my life. So we come back in from jury deliberations and I got my head down and I'm praying. I'm talking to my mama and I'm listening. And the next thing that I hear is the jury could not come to a decision. We have a hung jury, y'all. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I got up and I walked out the courtroom and I waited for the state attorney. And when she came out there, baby, I was ready to give her a piece of my mind. So she's stressing, calm down. We're gonna get him. We're going back to trial. Not only is he going back to trial for this, he's about to go to trial because a few years before he tried to unalive me, he unalived someone else, and a witness has come forward. Just trust me. And baby, I don't trust you. Look at what you just put me through. There's no way that I trust you. So I leave the courtroom that day. I'm broken. I'm defeated. I'm deflated. But I gotta pick up and I gotta keep moving. So life goes on. Some time passed and I end up getting a call from the state attorney. And I'm expecting her to call me to tell me that we're about to go to trial. So she says, I have some good news and I have some bad news. So I'm like, what's up? And she says, we're going to offer him a deal. A deal? What you mean you're going to offer him a deal? She says that there was an incident at the jail where another prisoner tried to take a guard's life, and the enforcer stepped in and saved the guard's life. And because of that, they would be offering him a deal of 12 years. Y'all, I snapped. My daughter can't wake up in 12 years and say, I don't want to be disabled no more. I can't wake up in 12 years and erase everything that has happened to me over the last few years. I can't wake up in 12 years and have my mama back. And she basically said that there was nothing that they could do, that they had already offered him the deal. She was just giving me a courtesy call to let me know how the case had ended. So then I asked about the big homie, and she said they would not be pressing charges against him either because the enforcer refused to say that he was involved. So my best friend got 10 years, the enforcer got 12 years, the big homie was never arrested, and the justice system failed me and my family. And that is the story of how my best friend set me up to be unalived, and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. I want to thank everybody for their love and support. It really meant a lot to me for you guys to go with me on this journey.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Before I even give my opinion on anything, you guys, down in the description will be part 1, part 2 of her video. This part 3. So down in the description, I will have the link to my other videos that I did with her story. But you guys, if you want to go and see her full story, just remember that down in the description will be her TikTok. Go check it out. Go follow her, whatever. But y'all, this is crazy. How did they only get 10 and 12 years for this situation, all by trying to do other stuff that had nothing to do with this situation at all? They already got record of these men doing other crimes, and yet they still gave them a deal. That woman was crazy for even saying, trust me. Girl, no, I can't trust you because you keep so many fucking secrets, not telling me anything, and it's my case. I the one was shot 5 times. My daughter is disabled. Me, not you. I don't understand why these people did not get more time, and let alone a hung jury. A hung jury. Who had any fucking questions? They knew she got shot 5 times. It doesn't matter why, when, or where she got shot 5 times at. She got shot 5 times. Like, why was the jury hung when they had proof of people locations right there where she was at when she got shot? Like, that's why I just feel like it shouldn't be no jury trials. Because, yeah, just because something that somebody might have did years ago, y'all justify them getting shot and almost dying. Like, what? That didn't even make sense. The case years ago had nothing to do with this case. So if the jury was hung because of that, they was wrong. And the justice system always failing somebody or victimizing somebody. And that's why a lot of times people stay silent. That's why them witnesses did not come and testify, did not want to get on the stand, because the justice system always give y'all fake. Basically, like they always tell you, oh, we got your back, we'll keep you safe, nothing that happened to you. Next thing you know, a witness dead. So of course witnesses don't trust the justice system, the victim don't trust the justice system, and the criminals don't trust the justice system. So it's a win-lose situation. Like, Nobody trusts the justice system because the justice system is always out to make it seem like they're doing their job. Oh, we'll get him 10, we'll get him 12 to seem like we did what we needed to do. But really, we trying to get this case over with, out and done, because she was in the streets too. Like, all of them wrong. She was in the streets too. But yeah, she wasn't in the streets gunning down people because they told a friend that they were the targets in a shootout. Like, what? Let's make this make sense. The best friend is not a best friend. He was a frenemy. The homie was not a friend. He was a frenemy. All they thought about was feeding themselves, putting money in their pocket, and that's it. She was getting money too. That's the only reason why they probably hung with her, because her connections helped their connections. But other than that, they was never her friend. Big homie tried to intimidate her so freaking bad. But yet these two grown men is in jail doing something for you, and now they're in jail, but they want to keep Zip or whatever. Big homie don't give a fuck. He gonna get another shooter. He gonna get another homie while y'all sitting in jail. I just don't think 10 and 12 years was enough time. I think Big Homie should have gotten time too. But hey, this is how the streets go, and that's why it's best to not do it at all. It's best to not play those type of games, because baby, you can definitely lose and miss out. Y'all, when she said that her son was literally taking care of his sister while she was like out, this is a lot of children's stories, and I'm glad she was the type of mother was like, oh hell no, this can't happen. Let me get my motherfucking ass up. Let me get myself right. Let me do what I gotta do. Because most mamas will not do that. They will continue to do their addictions, drinking, smoking, popping pills out like zombies, and their kids wind up in this world angry at the world, everybody, and their mamas. So yeah. And like, she had to go through all of this together, which is even worse. But you guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to like, comment, join the family, because if you reach the end, you like this type of drama, you like this type of tea, you like this type of energy. So subscribe to the channel and join the family. If you are returning, you already know how we like to do it. Like, comment, and share this video, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.